Hello from Gardening at Douentza here in Ireland, and this is a video about my grow light, or very excitingly my second grow light for growing Cattleyas. But before we go upstairs and take a look at it, I just thought I'd show you this no ID Cattleya that has come into flower. Now anyone who has watched my channel longer term will recognise it because it's really a reliable one. And I had it up underneath the grow light, but just a little something I want to show you before we go up there and have a look. And that is that you can get light burn on Cattleyas that doesn't disappear once the light is taken off them. And this plant started to get this light burn, which is when I removed it. I reckoned I didn't actually need the grow light for this particular one. It's such an easy Cattleya to grow. Anyway, I just love the pink and orange colours on it. It's fantastic. A bit similar to my Coastal Sunrise, but much smaller plant. And well, I guess I like that combination of colours. Okay, let's go and check out those grow lights. I felt we had to do the walk up the stairs again just to give you a feel for where I'm keeping these grow lights in the house. And before we start this video, I want to refer you to the previous one I made where I explained a lot about this grow light, GEMMA grow light that I'd been given, and how I was using it to help my Cattleya orchids flower indoors. Now if we just go over here and maneuver around the table where I have all these plants, and we can approach them from the other side. And as you will recall from the last video, the grow light that I had up above didn't quite cover the whole of the table, so it was slightly, what I was using was slightly outside of the manufacturer's recommendations. And since then, GEMMA have kindly sent me a second grow light, which I've installed a metre away from the first. And between the two of them, these two grow lights should amply cover all of the orchids that I have here on this table. Now, it was just a little bit tricky to install the second of the grow lights, this one here, because I've moved over to the alcove. And this is just kind of like a little alcove on the landing in my house. Bringing you around the other side. And the ceiling dips. So I had to install it there, but using different lengths, wire lengths, because I wanted to pull it just that bit higher. And if we go around to this side, you can see why. I mean, this one is hung at the ideal length from the ceiling, or ideal length from these plants actually, according to the measurements I made. And this one was going to have to be substantially lower if I'd put it on this sloping side of the ceiling. So I went into the alcove and up, and it just means that I have a longer stretch for putting my table, because I don't actually want to block off the stuff I have down there. And yet I did want to move the table back a bit from the top of the stairs, just to make it feel like we weren't actually completely living in a Victorian conservatory. But well, there you go, I've done what I can, and I think it's a super setup in terms of the plants. They are going to get lots of light. Now everything is very well covered, and I don't have to, you know, squidge things in and decide on my favourites for the middle, etc, etc. And already from the grow light that I have installed, you can see how this wonderful Cattleya Schomburgkia is growing its total spikes really quite straight up. And now actually this spike is almost the height of the grow light. So I had to move it out from underneath in case I came down one morning and found it head banging on the base of the light and it would burn. So I'm really excited to see what happens with these spikes soon. They should open. It'll be fantastic. And also, since we last checked out this area, my Coastal Sunrise has put out 2 spikes. This one here, and also one down here. Now, this is a large plant, so it was always difficult for me to grow this on a windowsill. But now that I have it under a grow light, it will do so much better because the spikes and the pseudobulbs won't be stretching in one direction to reach the light. They will just go up as nature intended to the grow light. Now, this plant with just one grow light before was kind of at the extremity, and it was, you know, give and take. I had to make sacrifices, so it wasn't directly under the grow light, but now it's so much better covered, and I think the spikes are going to grow in very good upward direction before long. In fact, what I might do is just swap it over with this one, lest there be any confusion. In any case, I put it out here, so this one is reaching this way, so it's going to go back. It's going to stretch back. And if we just look at the plants in more detail on the table, you can see how they have been spaced so much better this time round because I just have that bit more light, and none of them are in shadow of anything else. Let us just walk around the big fella here, and we can see how on the other side it's the same thing. You know, nothing is casting shadow over another plant. We've got a little bit of shadow here, but it's from itself, so it's shadowing itself, so what can you do about that? And likewise here, but they are all doing so well. My Laeliocattleya CG Roebling is producing a sheath as we saw before, but there's actually a darkness in there now, which is a little bit tricky to see, but I hope to have flowers on this one before very long, and the new growth there is doing very well. So there, right to the extremity, right to the dendrobium of the extremity, we have full light. Oh, it's so exciting. Almost makes me want to buy some more orchids. But no, Rachel, no, don't do it. And just to show you how these lights affix, and I just want to say right now that I'm really crap at DIY. I had my husband's help, but yeah, we need to get some more fixing things to fix these wires to the ceiling. And there's our junction box, which we also need to fix up a bit better. And I'm going down to the town now to buy some fixtures for that. But I just couldn't wait to share this video with you and show you these this new grow light and how it's looking so good. And it plugs in down here where I have a timer. So the grow light comes on from 9 o'clock in the morning to 9 o'clock at night. So I give my plants a full 10 hours light a day. And I'll mention once again that these are full spectrum colour lights, which should be ideal for getting plants to flower. And we've got 100 watts in each of these grow lights, but in terms of electricity usage, it's only the equivalent of 50 watts twice that it uses, so they're actually very economical to use. Okay, I think that was short and sweet this time round, and just to remind you, if you're thinking of buying one of these GEMMA grow lights, and you'll see the link to the product in the details in the description of this video, then you can get a 10% discount by using the Douentza code, just the code Douentza, the name of this channel, when you buy. So yeah, do that and check back to see how these bad boys turn out, or bad girls, or good girls really. Okay, that's all for now. Thanks very much for watching. Bye.